Hi guys, my name is Kat and I'm the business analyst on the mobile apps team. Today I'm going to bring you through the life of a healthy HVAC or drill request. And then I'll show you what it kind of looks like, what we're planning for it to look like as a mobile application. All right, so first and foremost, let's take a look at the whole entire process in which a request would go through and its statuses at various points in time. So when the customer creates a request in the mobile application, the status will, of course, be new. And at that point, the admin user, through an admin portal that we're building for them, will then take this request and assign it to any of the available trucks that he or she has on hand. At this point, the status of the request will become assigned, and the customer will actually get a push notification indicating that the request has been scheduled, and it'll give them some additional information like who the crew is, and perhaps their contact number as well. Now, it's important to note that at any point in time, either new or even assigned, the customer and the admin user still have the ability to cancel the request. And so once obviously somebody cancels a request, the status is canceled. So let's sort of take the happy path and talk about what happens at the assigned stage. So the request has been assigned to a truck, and the truck will then receive this request on their mobile application, indicating where the job is, what the task is, and so on and so forth. So fast forward to the crew actually getting to the site and completing the work as requested. They will again go into the mobile application and enter some completion data. Okay. Data includes how long the job took, how many truck hours, whether or not there was overtime involved and how much of it, standby, whether or not they had to use a burner and how long, how much water, and whether or not slurry was involved and how much of it. Once that completion data is submitted, the status of the request will become complete. At this point, the customer will actually receive a push notification telling them that their job has been complete, and they'll even get a summary of the information that the truck had entered. So again, things like the labor involved, the truck hours, whether or not slurry was a part of it, so on and so forth. The customer then gets the option to either agree or disagree. And let's just say that, first of all, the customer had agreed. They'll click on agree, and then they will sign. Upon submitting that information, a manager will then need to review all of these requests that have been completed and agreed upon by the customer. Once he clicks on approve to indicate his approval, the admin user can then progress the invoice to a status of ready to invoice. And once a request is ready to invoice, the admin user will then select that invoice or those invoices, and an invoice can be emailed to the customer, which would then give the final status of invoiced. So that's sort of the complete happy path of an HVAC or drill request. Now let's go back to at the completion stage. If the customer had disagreed with the invoice, this is what would happen. So the customer clicks on disagree, and he then has the option to enter some comments. And upon submitting those comments would actually go back to the admin user to see on the admin portal. And let's just say that there is a conversation that happens between the admin user and the customer. And so once resolved, that status would then be progressed to admin resolved. And at that point, the admin user can reinitiate a push notification to the customer, and then the request would flow as usual. So there you have it. That's sort of the overall process for an HVAC or drill request. Now let's take a look at what we're planning for the application to look like.